Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Kiwa here, and we're going to be doing a February book wrap up. Can't believe it, it's the second month of the year, and February is the month of love and Black History Month. So I read mostly Black authors. I normally do, and strictly romance this time. No fantasy, no nothing, just all about love. So I hit my target this month. As I said, if anybody is new here, I have a 10 book for the month. That's my target, but I've did 13 books this month. I can say definitely the novel does bring it up, but it was a good batch of books, so let's get into it. So our first book on the list is Gerald. It's about a young man, Gerald himself. He went and proposed to his girlfriend, Solange, and she did not accept, based on the fact that she was saying there's something about him that it's not being revealed. Their relationship is not seem like it's just surface level, and she's not going to commit herself to somebody that she does not know. And it turned out that okay, they broke up, or they not broke up in their head, they were apart. And for that particular time, her mom and her friends are like, okay, you're single now, try to do single things, try something different. She saw a flyer at her mom's sex shop, and her mom was like, oh, so she decided to try out this experience, the goddess experience, because she wants to try out multiple partners, sexual partners. And she just felt like this was the relationship for her. When she actually tried, signed up, got the information about the goddess treatment or the goddess experience that she was going to have, little does she know, when she actually came up to the goddess experience, her man, Gerald, was there. Gerald was like, what? You're into all of this? No. I'm not slut shaming you or anything, but if you had told me, baby, I would have gotten you into this. If you have read A.H. Cunningham book before and read Bleu, you'd have introduced to Gerald family, which is Master P. He runs the dungeon or the sanctum, whatever the sex sanctum is, wherever they actually do their plays. That's his big brother. And he's like, Gerald is into all of that. He's like, baby, I am secure in myself. If you're into that, I'm into it even bigger. And they proceed to actually into this relationship. The two other guys that were with him were his friends, and they come in having this wild relationship. And this would be my second book from A.H. Cunningham, which is really good. I love her writing from Bleu. So this one is definitely top tier also. If you like group project from Honesty Price, you definitely like this. This is a little bit more, a little bit different, but still along that line of group activities. Then we move on to the Grey Huffington world. I mean, like, I'm just so excited to be talking about the Grey Huffington. I mean, I've been in this rabbit hole, and because of work, I have to be, giving it a pause. But I started off with the domino effect, which is Lawe and Ledge story. Ledge is the first story from the domino effect. And let me say this. These are two brothers. They're related to the Eisenberg. You'll find out when you read it down the line. And they are related to the domino men. And as they're called, the domino effect, I mean, Ledge's story was such a beautiful one. Him and Halo is suffering from severe anxiety, and I think the term is acrophobia, fear of going outside and everything, based on what happened to her when she was younger. I mean, it didn't go in depth, but you definitely see what happened. So baby girl said, when you're introduced to Halo, she's planning to go out to take back her life in hand, and she went to Ledge Club or bar in that sense. And she went there with her friend. The first time she went out, she met Ledge. Ledge and her hit it off, and she wanted adult juice. He gave her adult juice. I mean, like, come on. It was such a sweet story. They end up going home, do. And, I mean, baby girl started to freak out. He was such a kind young man. He brought her home, and he's like, okay, I'm going to put my number in your phone. Call me whenever you're ready to actually come back. You know, we can kick it again. He's like dealing with his own little life. He's meeting his father, Liam Eisenberg, for the first time, and meeting his other siblings. I mean, like, just meeting Lake, and you know, Luca is top tier as always, dealing with things on a more sensible level. And he meeting his father at the same time. He's meeting his entire family, seeing that they are a very fertile bunch. Then he end up seeing Halo in Target when he's looking for something to buy for his niece and nephews. So he's like, okay, gear some money. Sorry. he gave her some money, and he's like, when he goes home, he's like doing the math, like how far along she said she was. Like, I mean that, okay, the maths is adding up. It's his baby. When he found out, he's like, oh, he went back, she didn't want to come outside. I mean, like, there's several things that this man had to go through to get to her. And I mean, like, overall story was beautiful. They end up together. He end up offing the stepfather because I don't see why he's even on the earth still breathing. Come on. So she fights the whole situation of trying to be a better person for Ledge, you know. And I remember she was praying to be better for herself and her child and Ledge, you know, but mostly for her child, to just bring in a child into this world and knowing how she is, you know. And with Grey Huffington series, they have such a spiritual background, and everybody's like praying for something. You know, they're actually going into it. Then you meet the other half of Ledge, and that is Lawe. Lawe is chaotic. Anything to do with that word, he is it. And I think he's a big spoiled baby. I mean, like, come on. When you meet him in the other series, you realize that he gets his way all the time. So, when you start off, you meet Lawe and Bleu story. Bleu is a exotic dancer, one of the top ones in Berkeley. And Lawe went to one of her shows, and it was her birthday, and he was insisting on meeting her. When he finally met her, he gave her a stack for her birthday and told her, okay, let's see if we can hang out another time. Turn out that she turned it down because she does not normally do meet and greet, because girl is bigger than that. When she turned out, she said she's going on a vacation, turning off the entire world to just relax for her birthday. And she ended up going to this hotel that Lawe is staying. Well, things didn't plan out that way. I don't know how much relaxing she got in, because when they start hanging out, sparks start to fly. And she's like in the ride of her life. She like, oh my god, this is it. No, Lawe's story comes down to the whole point of him having a baby mama. And he's interested in Bleu. While his love story is progressing with Bleu, he's dealing with baby mama drama. And he's like, nobody knows about this kid. When he finally reveals it, his brother is like, okay, when were you going to tell us this? His twin, when he told his twin was like, nah, just hang up the phone and cut it right there. The thing is this, for his birthday, he was bringing over his son, as he would put it, and everybody realized that, okay, this baby is not, don't look like any Eisenberg. But the thing is this, he ended up messing up everything because, like, Bleu was all in for him, thinking that they were on the same page of presenting and revealing who they are and becoming vulnerable. And he had a whole secret where nobody actually knew. And the third act breakup, Lawe, he broke into her house. He was like all for a lot of things. I mean, he did so many strange things, but Lawe is Lawe. And you just gotta love him, even though it's kind of crazy. They end up being back together, fixing what they need to fix. And the story, love story number 2 ended. This in Domino series had in Halo story, which makes it 3. And I didn't count it into the 13, so it's 14 book that I actually read. So it gives you a more in-depth of Halo and Lid's story of her having a baby. And I think she had a second one. She was pregnant again. Just is giving a more in-depth and showing how she actually progressed and moving forward of trying to get over her acrophobia to be a better mom and a better person overall. Then at the end of that, we went into the domino effect. After we finished the domino effect, we went into the Berkeley Bird series, and I already talked about this. So if you haven't watched, I'm not going to go really in depth with this book. You can go and watch my other review of it, and you get a more in depth. So the Berkeley Bird series is comprised of 4 books: Malachi, Milo, Makai, and Mercer's story. I mean, like, the story was really, the entire series was so beautiful. My favorites was definitely Makai, Mercer, and Malachi. In that order, Milo is not even on the list because to how I dislike his story. I just wanted it to finish and get on to the other one. I mean, like, it's such a cute story. I understand it and everything, but it was getting on my nerves, man. Getting on my nerves. I mean, like, come on. So after we finished reading that set of story, we went 1201. And anybody that read 1201 and knows this book is all over the place, 1201 is worth the read. So 1201, you meet the young lady Time that is actually destroying her ex's wedding with a bat. And then you meet Midnight, which is the ex-boyfriend for Time's twin brother. Now, based on that, you should have known that nothing is as it seemed. So it turned out that the ex cheated on her with his so-called cousin. There's a family friend and the young lady, they were like somewhat like cousins, but not related. So the wedding went on either way. Time got locked up. Midnight came out and got her, bailed her out, and he was like, oh, kick it with me, I will show you a good time to give you everything that you need. Invited her to the 1201 party. And what happened at 1201 parties is so much fun. It turned out that the 1201 party is not just a New Year's party or a costume New Year's party. It is a sex party. What happened after the midnight strike, at 1 minute after 12, it's just a pure debauchery. Everybody enjoying themselves and everybody else. But Midnight and Time enjoyed every single moment of it. When they finished it after midnight, they took a few more days to get into each other. Bear in mind, these two persons were enemies or hated each other. The story started off when they start giving you backstories like, okay, Time was dating Midnight first. Midnight was not completely ready to actually get into a serious relationship with Time. He blew it up. She met the other brother. Unfortunately, he was ready for the whole relationship later on and everything like that. You know, when people are getting their lick back at the surgery, Time got his. I mean, like, the whole entire time, the young man was getting pressured and he just got married to the girl that he wanted and still texting Time. Crazy. But then the Midnight and Time were a beautiful piece together. I mean, like, you had to love their banter. You had to love the entire smooth scenes that was going down. They were perfectly matched. Midnight Time or Time Midnight. Well, it is. And you know, the whole entire thing, she wanted somebody to settle down with, and Midnight gave her all of that, you know, while rocking her world. Then we went into My Choice Is You. I mean, like, come on. When you meet Covey and Jasper's story, this is just a sweet little thing. This book also, you also get the awareness of autism is in there, and it shows how they actually speak, or how their mindset, not even speak, how their mindset is and how they articulate things. And I mean, like, even autistic, I would guess they're showing that autistic persons can fall in love with regular folks, because, and it's just a beautiful love story. It starts off with Covey, which is the autistic person. Her dad is very overprotective of her and says she wants to actually move out, try to actually make friends and all. So she was interviewed. So her dad said, okay, you can get roommates, but you have to build it on the property. Then you can get your roommates. Our roommate. Turn out that Jasper came and she was like, oh no, we're not interviewing for males. She was like, oh, I'm just here with my sister. It turns out that his sister became the roommate and he turned boyfriend. So I went through the story of how Covey and Jasper actually make it out in the end. And I love the whole dynamic. It's such a cute story. It doesn't need to have a lot of smut. It's just sweet. I mean, man, come on. It's a month of love. So we need to actually show love to everyone. I would definitely recommend it. Definitely. Then we went into something blue, something borrowed, something new. I'm telling you, you have to read all three books. They're very short and they're connected. I mean, like, something blue ended with a cliffhanger. Jenny, you are dirty for how you deal with that situation entirely. And that little boy that you were playing with, also, the two of you, just dirty. I mean, like, I was like, let me tell you this, if you don't like cheating trope, you're not going to like this. This is not the cute one where, oh, girl is in a position and he doesn't want her, but ill treating her, and she's going to make her way outside of the marriage. And no, it's not that. It's just people just willingly doing it. So, but it's a beautiful story. I mean, like, it's very entertaining and it kept you on your toe. I mean, like, from book one, you're like, oh my god, he ended on a cliffhanger, so you definitely have to read book 2 to get into it. Then when you read book 2, it ended on a cliffhanger. So you're like drawn into it. And then when book 3, it wrapped up pretty nice. So yeah, everybody falls in love, and there's some crazy stuff that, you know, a little bit it ended a little bit sad, but then again it kind of ended, you know, I would say it's ended okay. People fall in love, people get to the person that who they actually need to get involved with, and definitely let me read Love Me This Valentine's Day. One of my friends on TikTok, she wrote this book. I mean, like, it's a cute Valentine's read where it follows Martin and Crystal love story. Crystal was a little bit spoiled. Not even a little bit, she's spoiled. I mean, like, the whole entire story is that Crystal is from, you know, rich, and her father is a doctor, her mom is a philanthropist, and they wanted her to marry to a rich doctor, but she's like, no, I want to live my own life. But she's out there, her parents still involved with her life, and she met this nurse, and this nurse Martin is doing everything in his power to actually love her, right, and everything, but she still wants the marriage, she wants the ring, she wants the love, she wants the kids, she just wants all of that. And Martin is like, you know, being the man that he is, probably a little bit insecure after he finds out that Crystal is from money and she's used to a certain kind of lifestyle. He's working his way and working his ass off to actually get her this kind of lifestyle that he can sustain for her and make her live comfortable. And I think that's a really good man. He was loving her right, and I mean, the story was such a cute one. He ended up proposing eventually the way that he's supposed to, after they went through their whole little riff and rough, you know, because of Crystal, not because of Martin. And, you know, it's something you could actually get into, and I loved it. I love that the friend actually put her in her, like, yo, baby girl, you're spoiled. How can you do that to the man? That's not thinking sensible. But overall, reading 14 books for the month of February, I definitely would recommend all of these books to anyone that is going into Black romance or just wanting a book to read. I definitely want to hear some of the books that you have read this February, and just drop them in the comment section. Until next time, guys, like, subscribe, share. Until next time, guys, bye.